Florina, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I'm from Paris.
Ah, bonjour, ça va?
Ça va très bien, et toi?
Ah, bien, bien. Your French is obviously much better than mine.
No, that was good.
Yeah,
You've
but
got a good accent.
oh, thank you. Because coming from Canada, we have a very different accent over here.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Québécois, as it's called.
True. Yes, it's true. You Canadians
Florina,
have
can you hear me?
particular accents.
Yes. Hi.
Where are you from? I think is happening, Michael, you have your previous class window open. So if
Not
you
me, not me, not me,
not you?
not me. Yeah, no, I was muted.
Flora, do you have another window open?
Yes, but I've closed it.
Perfect. Sometimes that happens.
Yes, sorry.
Well, welcome, Florina. It's so good to have you. We'll get started shortly. I just want to say hi to everybody. I think we're going to have a full class today. Michael, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Where are you from, Michael?
From Russia.
Russia. Welcome.
Yeah. Do you speak some Russian?
Нет.
Well, French? Нет? Хорошо.
No, I wanted to speak it, but being in Canada, obviously French is a popular language, but in recent years I would have to say that Chinese or Mandarin has become much more popular.
Chinese is Greek for me.
Yeah, it is to most of us. It is. It's just not the easiest language at all. Quang,
But
how are you?
Ni hao. I know ni hao.
Yes, ni hao ma.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's it's close. All right, thank you. Quang, where are you from?
Hello,
Hi.
I'm from Vietnam.
Ah, welcome.
Yes. Do you know Vietnam?
I do. It's in Southeast Asia. Just, I think your northern border borders with China.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a small country in Asia.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, welcome, Quang. Rafa,
Yes.
hello, Rafa. Where are you from, Rafa? Oh, we don't have Rafa here. Okay, so let's go to Raphael. Hello, Raphael.
Hello, Simon.
Raphael, this is your second class with me today.
Yes, second class.
Yeah, I was amazed when I checked the class this morning to see it was already full before I even started. Yeah, Saturday morning classes are becoming very popular because it's the only time slot that I teach that's early enough for those of you from Asia and Europe. So this is my last class of Saturday. I am expecting a call from the hospitalist, and we just had a baby a few days ago. So if that happens, I might just need to step away for 5 minutes. But if that's the case, I'm going to put Raphael in charge of creating a conversation. Are you okay with that, Raphael?
I don't know, I'll try.
Okay. Let me see, who else do we have here? Anatoly. Hello, Anatoly.
Hello.
Would you be from Russia, sir?
Yes, I'm from Russia.
Welcome. And how's the weather there today?
Today is not so sunny as yesterday, but the weather is good enough.
Excellent. Uh-oh, here goes my phone. Is this them? Hello? Yep, just give me a second, please. Thank you. All right, so guys, unfortunately, I just need 5 minutes. So what we're going to do, we are going to get into a debate discussion, but I'm going to teach you about what a debate is first. But what I need to do is I just need to step away for 5 minutes. Like I said, the hospital's just called. Raphael, could you just start a conversation like on small talk and with the students, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. And maybe you can help the students open Google Drive for me, because that's where our class lesson is going to be today.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll be back in just 5 minutes max.
Okay. Does anyone have specific difficulties in order to open the Google Drive?
I know we need to click on the left side our screen Google Drive sign.
Yes, you just have to open. You just click on the left screen, and it's the colored triangle in the left side of the screen, and you have to. And afterwards, you click on the blue box, and you can open the app.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
And
Can I ask you a question?
okay.
How long did you use Verbling? It's a question for all of you.
Yes.
I started to use Verblin from January after Kalinga mm, cancelled their work.
Close down.
Closed
After
down,
Kalinga,
yes.
close down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a similar school. They used a similar platform, Google
So
platform.
Oh, and
uh,
it was closed down.
Different another school. There were two schools since maybe last year.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I've been using for 8 months, and my English has improved a lot since then.
Okay. And you also um, attend the classes face to face with the teacher?
Uh, I've I haven't used the tutoring section, but I'm planning to have some tutoring class maybe shortly. But
Oh,
it's great, it's I think it's a good way to to have a feedback from the teacher and get uh, find the right places and you have to improve your English.
yes, yes, of course. I agree with you. Okay. And the other, how long do you use Verbling?
I used Berlin 4 months ago.
Okay. And why do you use it? For what goal?
For improve, I have a online course I do but it's only to write exercise. This is Berlin is a good option to improve um, the for speak
Mhm.
for more fluent English.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
They are the class the grammar too, but is for me the best is to speak.
Yes, it's better to speak.
Yes.
Mm. Okay. And you, Pong?
yes, I have used Verbling for a week. A week.
Okay. Oh, a week.
A week.
Okay.
Yes, my friend recommend Verbling to me. He
Mm-hmm.
says he says this site is very useful for me to learn English, so I joined immediately.
Guys, I am so sorry. I just had a baby literally 3 days ago,
Oh,
and we've been having to take him back to the hospital because he's a little yellow.
Okay.
So,
Congratulations.
so
thank you. I apologize. It's just not something I like to do. To me, classes, there shouldn't be any interruptions.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We
All right.
understand.
Thank you. Now, does everybody have Google Drive open?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that are new to my classes, I have a certain style that I have. What I like to do with every class is I like to take notes. I like you guys to participate, and I share those notes. So you guys can copy anything out of here. I'll put my notes, I'll highlight keywords, everything goes in here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get into a bit of a discussion about, or a lecture about, what a debate is. To do that, I'm going to share my screen. But here's the challenge I have for you guys, because I think you guys are pretty advanced students. I've just added a title that says Notes from Presentation. As I talk, I want you guys to write down key thoughts or points from the lecture. This will last about 15 minutes. And then we'll come back and talk about it and then practice debating. So here we go.
Okay.
Desktop, here we are, Introduction to Debate. So, and that's what this is. It's an introduction to debate. Debate is one of the best classes for advanced students. You get to practice pronunciation, speaking, listening. You really have to listen to what others are saying and then come up with an argument and do it quickly. So it's very challenging, but very rewarding. So debate is the art of persuasion. Now, here's some very important points. You're not trying to persuade your opponent. A lot of people think you are, you're not. If you're trying to persuade your opponent, you'll lose. Debate is also very confrontational. That's its nature. I'm sure if you've ever watched a debate, you can see that. It can get very, very emotional. But it doesn't need to be emotional. In most college debates or university debates, they're not about insulting. It's about discussing ideas. So, who are we trying to convince? When I say third party, we're talking about anybody other than those people you're debating with. If it's a television show, then you're trying to convince the audience. If you're with a bunch of friends, well, you're trying to convince them. Maybe it could be other students at school. Okay? What a debate is not is this. Presidential debates. Those aren't debates. Okay? For one thing, this is the basic construction of a debate. It's about speaking. And if you're not speaking, you're listening. You're writing things down. You don't interrupt the other person. That's considered rude, and you usually lose points for that. But you must also understand, so yes, they might be saying that we didn't land on the moon, for example, or that global warming isn't harming the planet. But you need to understand what they're saying, what they're trying to convince the audience of, so that you can better appeal to the audience. Because it's always about persuading that third party. Okay? People debate for many reasons. Some people do it because they just want to feel good about themselves. Or they want other people to see them as smart. After all, it is a competition. Okay? You're not trying to make somebody look foolish or trying to anger your opponent. But some people do in unstructured debates. Okay? So, getting back to this here. Presidential debate. They're talking about taxes, energy, education, so many different things. So nobody won it because they weren't debates. These were what we call town hall discussions. Now I notice you guys aren't writing down any points. I've talked about some really good ones so far, such as a debate is you're trying to just persuade a third party, okay, that it's confrontational. So feel free to type in Google Drive. These are some very important points. These presidential debates, I say in quotes, are merely town hall discussions or forums. Because in a debate, you have something called a resolution. Okay? And a resolution is simply the topic of the debate. So, for example, let me think of a debate resolution here. Raphael, what was our topic in the first class?
It was about technology and how the Supreme Court deal with technological issues because they don't have enough knowledge about it.
Okay, so then our resolution is Supreme Court judges are not qualified to rule on technology cases. Right? Now here's something very important about a debate. It should be easy to argue both the affirmative and negative. So here's two other words we're going to talk about. Very simply, the affirmative agrees with the resolution. Okay? And the negative always disagrees. Not only do they disagree, but they try to argue against it, or yeah, they try to argue against the resolution. Okay? So they can never agree. So if you're on the affirmative, you have your issue or your resolution, and you have evidence and impact. The negative, again, you have evidence and impact as well, and you have the same resolution. Okay? Oops, sorry, I'm getting used to my new computer here. So, what is a rebuttal? Does anybody know what a rebuttal is? It's on the screen there. Who can tell me what a rebuttal is?
To be to have the possibility to the other is no, you convince the first is not, to refute.
Yeah, so it's to refute.
Yes.
Which is another big word to say, you disagree. Okay, you disagree. But, now these are just rough notes here. I'm trying to break it down so I remove the curtain. It doesn't sound confusing. So I'll go on. So for example, I will say, go back to the resolution, that Supreme Court judges are not qualified to rule on technology cases. In fact, out of 5 of the top 10 cases this year, judges have misrepresented the facts, not understood key terminology, and seem to be out of touch with technology that has come after 1980. Wow, that's pretty powerful. Now, if I'm on the negative, well, what's my purpose? Well, I might say, well, yes, there have been 10 technology cases this year. However, 5 of those cases that my opponent talks about, well, he's incorrect. And you will go on to disagree and rebut what the other person has said. Because you can do 2 things when it's your turn. You can choose to refute what they said, or you can ignore it. Why might you want to ignore it? Maybe they've said something that you can't disagree with. Maybe it's something that if you focus on just makes it worse for you. But if you've got a good counter argument, attack. And then present more research. Okay. So who wins a debate? Well, for the affirmative, if the affirmative has made their case, yes, they could win. Were all the arguments sound? Was the evidence solid? Were all the rebuttals addressed? Okay? For the negative, was the negative able to break any part of the affirmative's case? Was it strong enough to break and make everything else fall apart? If you can make it all fall apart, you're going to win. If you didn't, well, you might have a chance. And of course, did the negative affect the rebuttals? Okay, and this is key. The listener decides, the third party, the audience. If you've got a biased audience, guys, well, that's great if they're biased to you, but not if they're biased to someone else. Okay. That's enough of a boring lecture. Now I'm going to pick on you guys a little bit. Adella, hello, welcome back.
Hello.
What can you tell me about a debate? Give me one good point.
About the debate?
Yeah.
One point about the structure.
Yeah.
This is normally is two persons, one an opponent. The audience decide, or the votants decide about the resolution we discuss about, or we debate about a discussion. This is a topic.
Very good. That's at least 3 points. Anna.
Sorry.
Anna. Louisa.
Me, hi.
Hey, Louisa, how are you?
I'm fine.
You got a new microphone, didn't you?
What?
Did you get a new microphone?
No, it's because that's my first class. I'm a little shy.
No, well, welcome to class. It's good to have you back. I missed you.
No, that's my first class.
Oh, I thought you were another Louisa that I had a student many years ago, and same name, but she had a bad microphone. Okay.
That's my first class.
Well, welcome. Louisa, did you hear the discussion that we had, or the brief lecture that I gave?
Yes, the beginning.
Yeah. So
Yes.
What can you tell me about a debate?
A debate is when people talk about something and they discuss about it and they give arguments and their thoughts about it. I don't know, it's when they discuss about something and...
Well, that's good. So they do give arguments about something called a resolution. Do you remember hearing what a resolution is?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Who can tell us what the resolution is?
The theme of the debate.
Yeah, it's the theme, right? It's the topic, right? Very good. All right, let's see, who else here? Anatoly, what else is a debate that I haven't already written down here?
It could be better if participants are interested in the topic.
Yeah, you must participate. Okay, that means to listen, refute, present, opening, and closing arguments. Boy, this is sounding like court, isn't it?
Yes.
Florina, what else is a debate?
In France, in a debate, we have someone who give the who tell who have to speak now and who have to listen. It's like a mediator.
Moderates.
Moderates, yes.
Moderator.
Yes.
Yeah, so moderator or a facilitator. Okay. So yeah, you do have one person that will control to make sure that people stick to their time. So this is something else that's important. You might have 2 minutes to speak. And later on, when we get into longer debates, I give students time. If they go over, they lose a point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, very good, Florina. Michael.
Yeah, debate is in debate you should speak with not very fast and not very slow. Like more. What is the proper word?
Well, you actually brought up a good point. So when we speak at a comfortable level for your audience. You don't want to speak too slowly, and you don't want to speak too fast. You want to use emphasis on key words or key syllables, and effective use of the pause. As you see what I'm doing here, I'm saying enough to get you interested, and then I stop. I give you a pause, and you listen more intently if I give you a pause than if I just say something like this. If I talk really fast about two different persons or groups and about what the audience decides or the resolution of the debate topic or anything like that, and I talk really fast like this, you guys are going to get a headache.
That's better for me. I like better the second one.
Yes, but it doesn't work for people.
Okay.
People will get headaches. All right? And it's not effective. It might work better for you, but remember, it won't work for the audience. Okay? Now, generally, I talk a little slower here because I'm lecturing. I need to make sure everybody understands. But even with native English speakers, if you talk too fast in a debate, it doesn't work well. Okay, so what I want to do now is I actually want to get you guys to debate a little bit. Who can think of a good debate topic? Anyone? Okay, I'm going to have to pick on you now. Nader, what's a good debate topic?
Politics.
Oh, politics is a bad one. I think politics in itself is bad, but I think there's a lot of political topics that can be good, such as global warming. Okay?
This is politics?
Well, okay, let me define. What is politics? Nader, what is politics? You brought up politics, so what is politics?
For me, politics for me is issues between countries, issues within the country.
Yeah, issues with the governance, right? Okay. So what we're going to talk about more is not necessarily the issues of governance. What we're going to talk about is the base issue, so global warming. So let's think of a topic around global warming. Okay. Does anybody here disagree that the globe is warming?
I agree. I agree.
You believe that the globe is warming?
Yes.
Yeah, and pretty well everybody does. Everybody, scientists, every side of the debate believes that global warming is happening. However, this is where people have trouble. Global warming, we all agree, is happening, but where the issue comes up is that it is caused by human activities. Okay? If we had a debate on global warming, if it's true or not, well, that would be very hard to argue one side because the evidence is pretty much there. However, there's still plenty of information out there that we could have a good debate on whether global warming is caused by human activities or not. Okay, so this is the affirmative. Who here doesn't believe that global warming is caused by human activities?
I'm
I agree
sitting on
with.
the fence.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard two people. So Raphael, let me find, do you think that global warming is caused by human activities or not?
I don't believe 100% it's caused by human activities. I'm sure it's really the man is accelerating the process, but it's not 100% caused by human activities, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the negative team.
Yes, I agree with Rafael.
And who said that? Was that Rafa?
The human activity increase the global warming, but they are green gases.
Okay,
normal.
who's saying that? I can't see who's speaking.
I'm sorry.
What's your name, sorry?
Adela, sorry.
It's Adella. Adella.
Adella, sorry, Adella. This doesn't do, it's very hard to tell who's speaking sometimes with Google Hangouts. Okay, so you're on the negative, right? So we have the affirmative here. Okay, so who believes that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, human activity is causing it?
I do.
I do, and who is I?
Nadir.
Nadir, okay. I need one more person.
I do too.
Okay, Florina.
Me too.
Okay, who's me too?
Anna Louisa.
Anna Louisa. Okay, let's start with that because that's a good lot of people. So we've got our teams now. Let's get some information. Okay, because we got to do a bit of research. Okay. So, Raphael, I'm looking for information that would say that, because you disagree, or so, yeah, you disagree. So give me proof that global warming is caused by other activities. What else is contributing to global warming?
Well, the process of warming, the warming process in nature, it happens in cycles throughout history, and we are undergoing a cycle of natural warming because there are some how can I say, the whole system, the whole natural system, as I said, it lives in cycles, and
okay, good. Let me stop you there.
This is warming. Okay.
No, let me stop you there because that's a good point, but we're not doing the debate right now. I just want to get some research. Adella, what else? What other research is out there that would indicate that it's caused by other sources than humans?
I think the greenhouse effect gases are present in normally reactions in the nature. CO2 is a gas, or ammonium.
Okay, so yes, I've heard that too, guys. So now, can everybody hear me clearly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. I'm on a Wi-Fi connection. If I have to connect to the network, guys, I will. Okay, so volcanoes, they spew a lot of CO2, right?
Yeah.
And cows farting or passing gas.
Yes.
That might sound funny, but when you've got millions of cows, that's a lot of gas. Methane from Russia, Canada, as the permafrost melts. making the globe warm faster, right? Okay, so these kind of support the negative side. Now let's go back to the affirmative. Nader, can you give me a point about what, or some research that indicates that humans are causing it?
Sure, humans are causing it. If we leave it to nature, nature can balance itself. But these factories we build, these forests we cut, these are the main reasons. Because of this fuel we use, this oil we use, all of this, this CO2 is coming because of these factories and human activities.
Okay, very good. So essentially your main argument there is that the aggressive building of factories using fuel that started in the 1800s in Europe is what has spurred CO2 increases. Excellent point. Florina.
Yes, I agree. I think the warming situation is also caused by the pollution caused by cars. And cars are a human invention.
Yeah, very good. That's a big one too. All right, Ana Luisa, what else can you? Another fact. Well, let me give one for you. Ice cores show that previous natural warming cycles had much less CO2. Than we have now. Okay, so with only 20 minutes left, we don't have a lot of time to research. I think what might be helpful in the past, if I do 2 classes back to back, the first class we talk about the topic, we get some thoughts, and then we use the second class to actually do the debate. But we'll see how much interest you guys have in that before we try something like that. All right, so what's the affirmative position, Raphael? Raphael, what?
That is warming comes from nature, it cycles.
No, that's not the affirmative position. Remember, I wrote the resolution. So what is the affirmative position?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
What is the affirmative position, the resolution for our debate?
Which warming? It's not caused by man. It's caused by.
No, that's not it. Rafa, what's the affirmative position?
Affirmative position?
Yeah.
When you are trying to defend something, or no?
No, it's okay, guys. Pay attention to your notes because this is all right there. I'm just reviewing what we've done.
An affirmative statement.
No.
No, but what is the affirmative position for our debate here?
Global warming.
Global warming.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Global warming is true. It's a fact. Could be.
No. Who can tell me what the affirmative position is?
Global warming is caused by human activities.
Yes, it's written right there above, about half a page up. Okay, so if you guys have just joined us, please go into Google Drive and click on the blue document and you'll be able to see what we're talking about. Okay, so usually when we have a debate, the affirmative team goes first. So again, we have two people on the affirmative team, Nader and Florina. We have two people on the negative team, and that's Raphael and Adella. Everybody else, you're the audience. And you have to tell me at the end who you think gave a better argument. So for the affirmative, Nader or Florina, who would like to go first?
Sorry, I don't understand. To go first on what?
Okay, so
Sorry.
we're going to have a practice debate here. So the affirmative is responsible for introducing the topic and defending it. We have something called an opening statement.
Okay, so I have to repeat what it was said about the affirmative argument.
Yeah, an opening statement is more or less a summary. You're introducing the topic, and you're giving a few summary points. You're summarizing your position. You're not going into detail. So what I would like to do is give you maybe 3 seconds. You can see some of the facts that we've already put up there. And why don't you go ahead and try?
Okay. So we think that the global warming is caused by only the human beings, because humans build factories and use too much energies and like fuels and oil, and it's also caused by car pollution. So we think that's a very bad thing, and it's very caused by the human being.
Okay, very good. So you've given us 3 points here. Now, what would happen next is the negative would give their opening statement. Now, here's the thing, though. The negative has heard your opening statement. They can refute it or comment on it. Okay? So Raphael or Adella, who would like to go first? You're going to present your opening statement.
Okay. Raphael?
Well, as some research I've done so far, the greenhouse effect, it's a natural process. It happened throughout time, since the beginning of Earth. What we are actually doing is, accelerate this process and make it become bigger, and a process of, I don't know, it could last 150 or 200 years to happen. It's happening in 10 years due to man activities. So that's one of the process. That's one of the reasons of. That's one of the biggest concerns about global warming, because it's happening too fast.
Okay, thank you, Raphael. So then we go back to the affirmative team. And what you would do at this point is you could choose to introduce new evidence because you've been listening. Remember what I said before? Part of what you're doing when you're not speaking is that you're listening. So what you could do, Florina or Nader, and I think, is Nader still here? We're having a bit of turnover right now. Nader, it would be your turn to do a bit of a rebuttal. Would you like to try a rebuttal?
Try to rebuttal?
Yeah, it's basically where you would disagree with what Raphael said.
Sorry, what I can't understand that why people think that humans do not play the important role in this subject. I guess less than 3% of scientists agree that humans are not responsible for the global warming. Because if you think we don't have any other we are the only ones humans. We are using electricity for heat. We are releasing CO2. We are building factories. We do not leave forests as they are. We are cutting forests. These are reasons for global warming. So I don't know why people are still argue about this.
Matter, very good. So you address several points. You ask questions. Very well done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over for a little bit, and I'm going to play devil's advocate for both sides. Okay? So let me start with you, Raphael. Raphael, you said that the global warming cycle is happening too fast. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So if this process is happening too fast, how can you categorically say that it's not caused by human activities when you don't have enough information? Silence.
No.
That's what I thought.
No.
Let me stop you for a second, Raphael. What did I just do, Raphael?
They're trying to create. They're trying to convince me in the contrary, giving some arguments, trying to, I don't know, disprove or not prove, try to convince me in the contrary, I think.
No, not at all, but close. Okay? I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to convince the audience. So what I was doing is, and here's a very useful technique when we have a debate. If you know the answer to the question, and it helps your side, ask your opponent a yes or no question. Under the rules of the debate, they're only to give a yes or no answer. Don't ask an open-ended question. So what is an Florina, what do I mean when I say open-ended question?
I think you wanted to launch a new argument for the debate. Launch the debate again.
Well, I do, but you see, an open-ended question is one where, like, if I ask you, how was your day?
Mm-hmm.
You could take a long time to answer that question.
Yes.
But if I ask you the question, is it hot? You only have one answer, yes or no.
Yes.
Okay? And then it becomes more effective. Okay? When you're arguing, what you can do is, what I did with Raphael is I asked Raphael a question, and I was trying to weaken his argument. So he said that it's happening very fast. I said, Raphael, would you agree that the global warming process, or you said that the global warming process is happening very fast, yes or no? Yes. Thank you. So then then I attacked and I said, well, then how can you say that it's not caused by human activities if you don't have the information?
Okay.
All right? So that is one of the techniques that we do when we refute somebody. We can challenge our opponent.
Okay.
We must be respectful. But it's a very effective technique. So, Florina, you were saying that, let me see if I can attack you a little bit now. So, Florina, you were saying that pollution is caused by cars and the tailpipes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're saying that this is caused primarily by CO2 emissions.
Yes.
Okay. What my colleague doesn't understand is that CO2 emissions come from cows, volcanoes. In fact, volcanic eruptions cause a far significant release in CO2 than all the CO2 from cars alone. One eruption will cause more CO2.
Yes.
Also, methane is being released from the ground, and methane is a much worse greenhouse gas than CO2. So I don't really understand how you can claim that driving cars is causing global warming when causes of global warming is happening from other activities. What's the word I'm looking for? Volcanic eruptions, other animals, normal venting of methane, right?
Yes, yes, but I think the human activities make the situation worse. Because I think the natural process that release CO2 is a very long process.
Where do you get your
Whereas,
research from?
sorry?
Where do you get your research? What is your source?
I've read that in an article.
An article, and can you cite the source?
Yes, it's an article, a French newspaper called Le Parisien.
Okay, very good. Nice recovery. You see, you can have a brilliant argument, as Florina did, and then somebody asks you, what is your source? And if you do, guess what? Your whole argument is now shot down. Because if you talk eloquently, you can say the greatest things, you can present the best facts, but if you can't cite your source, nobody believes you. You could have just made it up. Okay?
Okay.
So a couple of things we've learned here. Yes, you can present a good opening argument, right? It's not hard to do. But you have to listen to what others are saying. Raphael and Florina, thank you for being good sports, but when you attack somebody, and you're not trying to beat them up or be rude, you have to listen to what they're saying. Write down their thoughts, as I did here, and then look for weaknesses. For most debates, you've already done your research ahead of time.
Okay.
All right? Now, I don't know why I've all of a sudden lost everybody. I'm wondering if it's because my Wi-Fi connection isn't as strong. Maybe because usually I'm teaching on a network connection, so maybe that could be why. Do you guys have any questions for me?
You said a word that I didn't understand. Course.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What word?
I've wrote it on the Google chat.
Oh, cores. Yes.
Yes.
What do I mean by core? And I actually didn't say core. I said ice cores, which is actually 2 words.
Ice cores, yes.
Are you familiar with mining?
No.
Okay. Quite often when they're going to be mining for gold or something, they drill a hole in the ground that's this big here. And they go down hundreds of feet. And in the middle of that, oh honey, don't put that on right now. I better go upstairs because my wife is trying to cook something and it's going to make a lot of noise. So let me just go downstairs again. So an ice core, a core is when you drill into the ground, and in the middle of that drill, what happens is you end up with like a long piece of rock. Okay?
Yes.
And it's called a core because it's in the middle of the drill. It can be very long. So just as you can do this for mining, you can go to the glacier, so Antarctica, and you can drill down hundreds and hundreds of feet. And you have these ice cores. They can analyze them, and what you get with the analysis is you can measure CO2 from 10 years ago, 100 years ago, thousands or hundreds of thousands of years ago to be able to measure the CO2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's very, very useful stuff. Now I'm just going to switch off my Wi-Fi and go on the other network. Let's just... Raphael? Okay, Florina, good?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on the network now, so that way it's much faster. Because normally I don't lose that many students in 10 minutes. Sometimes internet connections can be a problem. Okay, so I don't always do a debate class. I try to do it every 2 weeks. The purpose of the debate is to challenge you guys. I usually spend about 10 minutes talking about what a debate is. Then I like to come up with a topic where you guys can do a quick bit of research on the internet. And then you get to practice debating each other. So that's what I would like to do in the future if you guys are okay with that.
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, but I don't know. In the next class, I think you should. I think it would be better if you tell us in advance about the subject. I think we'd have more time to search the information and have more arguments to discuss. I think it would be more profitable.
Okay, guess what? You've got your debate topic.
Really?
Oh, the global warming.
Yep. And I'll change my lesson plan. I don't know what, I'm going to take a look. So the reason why I put my link here to the site, Verbling Teachers Simon, or verbling.com Teachers Simon, so you guys can go there, and on the right side of the screen it shows my next 6 classes. And if you check there, you can very easily find out when my next debate class is, pronunciation class, and so on.
Okay.
All right. So I promise I'll book a debate class in the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to see you guys again.
Okay.
Okay.
Any last questions?
No, I've got no questions.
No questions.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming to class today.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.